Bring, bring, bring. Let me tell you, I wasn't even halfway awake when I heard someone screaming bloody murder in my front yard, pounding on the door like the house was on fire. There's an intruder. And there she was at 6 in the morning, not with cookies or a welcome, but with that dead-eyed HOA president-look phone in one hand, 911 dialed and ready in the other, accusing my wife, Elena, of trespassing in her own home. Yeah, that happened, and if you're already rolling your eyes, just wait, it gets wilder. Margaret Sullivan, that's her name, but around here people just call her the General. She runs Pine Valley Heights, like it's her own fiefdom. What she didn't know was she'd just picked the wrong family to mess with, because less than half an hour after she tried to get my wife kicked out of our house, it'd be Margaret herself holding eviction papers shaking like a busted poker cheat. Let me back up a sec. I'm Michael Torres. 45 decent job, solid life, thought Pine Valley Heights would be our forever home. Bought it for $295,000, HOA fees like clockwork, $180 a month for a little peace of mind, or so I thought. Last week I married Elena, my miracle pediatric nurse, 5 years saving kids' lives. Smart, funny, the real deal. Today was supposed to be the start of something good. Elena rolls up in her Honda arms full of boxes, eyes full of hope, and before we've even set down the first suitcase, Margaret appears like the ghost of Christmas HOA. She's holding paperwork thick enough to stop a bullet, and that look, oh, you know, the one that I get off on ruining your day. Look. First shot fired parking violation, $200 fine. Then seeing Elena's medical bag, she snaps commercial equipment on property foreign medical practices aren't allowed here. That's another $200. When she said foreign, you could hear it slap, like the word itself was loaded. Then she demanded Elena's paperwork, license, registration, proof of existence, because clearly nurses are a threat to HOA stability. And because Elena hadn't registered with the HOA in 24 hours, bam, another $200. That's $600 for the crime of existing. And there's my wife barely out of a 12-hour ER shift, still smelling like hand sanitizer and heartbreak from saving a 5-year-old, getting fined for the privilege of unpacking her own life. Elena, shell-shocked, tries to explain, but this is my home now, and Margaret's already dialing 911 like she's auditioning for cops. Suspicious individual at 47 Pine Valley. Medical equipment. You'll know what I mean when you see her. She tells dispatch loaded code words and all. You ever get so angry you see spots? That was me. But when Officer Martinez shows up, I'm ready. Marriage certificate, house deed paperwork like a legal sledgehammer. Officer reads it, looks at Elena, looks at Margaret's bright red face. Ma'am, this is a civil matter. Mrs. Miller is legally married to the homeowner. Margaret huffs. She doesn't fit community standards. Officer Martinez walks away, but I could see it, this wasn't over. We tried every normal route. Cops shrugged. Lawyers wanted $18,000 up front for a 2-year slugfest and gave us a 40% shot at winning. HOA board. Margaret ran 5 out of 7 seats. And by that evening, it was clear this wasn't about parking or rules, it was personal. The anonymous calls started hitting Elena's hospital claims about foreign remedies, doubts about her judgment with American kids. Elena's boss called her in. Do you have problems at home? There's concern about your background. I watched Elena's face collapse, this woman who runs toward sirens, who heals children now being targeted for her roots. Then just when hope felt gone, neighbor Bob Hayes, retired cop, good guy, leans in over the hedge and whispers, she's done this before. 4 families in 3 years, all of them well, not traditional Pine Valley types, you know, Martinez family, Washington family, Chen family, all gone. Margaret had run them out and Bob had the receipts, but never the guts to go it alone. Maybe together, he says, we can finally stop her. Bob invites me over next morning. His garage wall is a conspiracy theorist's dream photos, spreadsheets, bank record surveillance, all showing Margaret siphoning $240,000 from the HOA via a fake landscaping company. No employees, no work, just her and her husband writing themselves checks. That same day, Elena's car gets keyed from bumper to bumper, windshield wiper tucked with a note. Some people don't belong here. Hospital calls her again, another anonymous concern. Our mailbox fills up with premium stock hate mail. Keep Pine Valley for real Americans. Bob brings in Jessica Kelly, investigative reporter, hard-charging, razor smart. She's got her own thick folder. Turns out Margaret was fired from the county assessor's office in 2018 for, you guessed it, stealing. Jessica's plan. We need a smoking gun. I've got contacts at the FBI and IRS. We'd trap Margaret by making her think she'd finally won. I staged a fake phone call about moving away. Within hours, Margaret's crowing to her allies. Jessica's recorder catches her gloating. Some bloodlines just aren't suited for Pine Valley leadership, if you know what I mean. That's it, proof of systematic hate crime. Bob warns. She escalates when she thinks she's won. Watch her. Sure enough, Margaret gets sloppy false calls to Elena's work, more vandalism, even utility sabotage. Then comes the real kicker. Jessica records Margaret boasting, "I've kept Pine Valley pure for 6 years. Sent the Martinez, Washington, and Chen families packing. Now these two..." That was it enough for federal hate crime charges. So we set the trap the night of Margaret's victory celebration. 150 neighbors packed into the community center. FBI media, every family she'd hurt, even her loyal cronies, all there. Margaret struts in, clutching her speech. Bob stands up and lays out the evidence, projectors flashing, stolen funds, fake contracts, criminal connections. Jessica takes the floor, lays out 20 years of Margaret's racial targeting across counties. Then the victims, Martinez, Washington, Chen, each take the mic describing the destruction, fear, and heartbreak. Margaret cracks first denial, then ranting about protecting values, then full-on racist meltdown, and the room erupts. Votes to oust Margaret. Nearly unanimous. FBI agent stands up, cuffs ready. Margaret Sullivan, you're under arrest for wire fraud, criminal conspiracy, and federal civil rights violations. She tries to run. Bob blocks her. Margaret screaming, "I'm the real victim," as she's let out, and the whole room just bursts into applause. Kids are cheering. Elena gets a call, mid-chaos hospital CEO. All complaints dismissed, you're being promoted to ICU director. Elena's crying for joy. Then, perfect karma. Carlos Martinez approaches the mic. "Margaret, tomorrow we're buying your foreclosed house. The first family she terrorized will sleep in her bedroom, cook in her kitchen." Margaret breaks sobbing as the FBI leads her away, media swarming. From there, swift justice. Margaret faces 16 years in federal prison, full restitution, lifetime HOA ban. Her name becomes a national joke. Our HOA, with Bob leading, flips, full transparency, zero tolerance, unity, block parties, public meetings. Elena's promoted, awarded, testifies before Congress. The Martinez families welcomed home by the whole neighborhood, donations, pouring in, kids playing free and happy for the first time in years. And as for Margaret, her legacy is dust. Elena brings cookies to new neighbors. Kids from everywhere play together. All cultures welcome, signs go up. Our trauma became transformation. And look, if you're out there thinking HOAs can't change, remember, truth plus community beats hatred every time. So let me ask, have you ever lived next to a Margaret? Drop your city in the comments, share your story, argue it out. What's justice? What's community? Don't let the Margarets win. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another wild story of justice served hot. Real people, real mess, real justice right here.